Just when things couldn't get hotter in this Canada-wide heat wave, Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry decide to go on a little date night in Montreal. This is the least believable thing that's happened in Canada since House Hippos. Welcome to an emergency episode of Late Night Scrolling, the Canadian pop culture podcast hosted by me, producer Liz. We're really putting the late night in Late Night Scrolling tonight, folks, because my whole day has been about this story, fielding your comments, your questions, which range from how is this even possible to are they even single? We have gone through every corner of the internet, read every article, all the reporting about this alleged date in Montreal, and we're gonna start at the top of the timeline and work our way through. But before we get there, Justin Trudeau, this is a warning to you. We're already going through it here in Canada. Tate McRae and the Kid Leroy just broke up last week. We can't handle any more foreign relations drama, okay? So you better treat Katy Perry well, because I can't have another breakup to talk about, okay? With that said, it's probably worth flagging that it hasn't been confirmed that this was a date, but I also can't imagine a world where Justin Trudeau's foreign policy impact as a post-prime minister is taking Katy Perry on a walk and to dinner in downtown Montreal. Like, that doesn't feel like the right way to, help manage US-Canada relations. So I'm going to be calling it a date in this episode. Please know that, if they ever come out and say that they're a dating couple, we will absolutely be following up here on the pod. But let's get into why this is all so confusing, starting with the big question y'all have been asking. Are Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry even single to go on this date? And the answer is yes. Justin Trudeau and Sophie Gregoire Trudeau split up quite a while ago, and Justin Trudeau has very much been documenting his single bachelor life on Facebook, like a true kind of 53-year-old would. My favorite moment of this whole Bachelor Justin era was the day that he went to Canadian Tire and bought all new cooking utensils for his bachelor kitchen. You know, the ones that you buy that are plastic, hard to clean, barely work. I was screaming through my screen, Justin, don't buy that potato masher. It won't work. As for Katy Perry, this is much more recent, literally only a month ago. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom ended their engagement. We found that out only days before the Jeff Bezos wedding. And if you're like, Liz, why are you bringing that into this? It's kind of the center of this whole story. So as you might have heard, Katy Perry went to space on the space flight that was funded by Jeff Bezos. And, one of her co-pilots in that mission was Jeff Bezos's fiance, who's now wife. Right? And it's kind of obvious to anyone who saw anything from that Katy really thought that was going to be a gorgeous PR moment for her. She brought a daisy with her. She had her set list for the tour on a little card that no one could actually read. It was all fuzzy on the cameras they had on board. She had this moment when she walked out, looking at the sky, but the whole thing didn't really play super well. People weren't super into it. And what we know is that in the days leading up to the wedding, this is after the flight's taken place, Katy's dealing with all this backlash. There seems to have been a disagreement between Katy and Orlando, where Katy was kind of maybe we shouldn't go to the wedding. And what we know for fact is that Orlando was at that wedding solo, and he had a great time. He was helping Kim Kardashian onto boats. He was partying it up. So it's hard to say if, the relationship ended over attending the wedding, or if that was the straw that broke the elf from Lord of the Rings back of it all. I'm not quite sure. But what we do know is that they split. He went to the wedding and Katy went on tour. And let's talk about this tour, because the tour, to put it factually and nicely, has been having a lot of issues, technical issues. Vibes have been kind of all over the place. It feels like every night of the tour, there's a different story coming out of her almost falling off her animatronics or things breaking, not quite working. Sometimes she brings fans on stage and they have really memorable moments on the show stage with her. So, there's just a lot happening with the show, and it's not selling out. That's a fact. All of the Canadian dates that are to come have lots of tickets for sale if you would like to go see this tour. But what I am hearing is that the show is a lot of fun. I think it's coming to your town, and if you want to go see her, go see it and report back. Let me know how it is. I won't be going because she's not coming anywhere near the East Coast and, the Montreal dates in a few hours. So I will not be driving up to see it. That said, she's got a lot of pressure to make this tour work. And in the midst of all this pressure, she takes a little time off to go to Montreal to meet Justin Trudeau for a date. So let me just give you the timeline of her life so you know that this was like an actual effort to be with Justin Trudeau and not just like a happenstance while she's in town. Okay, so their date was Monday night in Montreal, Monday day into night in Montreal. We'll get into that. Her next show is Tuesday in Ottawa. So, she's probably taking her bus, maybe like hopping on the Via Rail train to get from Montreal to Ottawa. Wednesday night, she goes back to Montreal, plays the Bell Center. Thursday, she's in Quebec City. So she's, got a lot of work to do. She's taking the little time she has to get to Montreal early to have this encounter. So let's talk about how the hangout went between the two. And this is where I start reading through the timeline that I've acquired from all the reporting that's come out today. The story first broke on TMZ with a video of them at a restaurant, but their day started much earlier than that, okay? They actually started their day taking a walk in Mount Royal Park that lasted about an hour and a half. And TMZ reports that Justin, quote, could not stop grinning. I mean, if you were going on a walk with Katy Perry, you'd probably be grinning too, okay? I can't blame the man. This is probably one of his first great days in a minute. Again, go take a scroll through Justin's Facebook page and kind of see all the things he's been up to. He's really living the bachelor life, and this is like a fun day for him. From their walk, it sounds like Justin dropped Katy off at her hotel. They both did an outfit change and then met for dinner at Les Violons. And I am not French, so to all the Quebecois, to all the French folks that are listening to this, there have been so many people in my life that have tried to get me to pronounce French correctly. I am Duolingo, like day 10,002, trying to get my French up to speed. Languages are not my strong suit. Okay, I'm sorry for butchering it, but we got to get through this story. The head chef at this restaurant is celebrity chef Danny Smiles, who you probably remember from Top Chef Canada. He was one of the finalists. This restaurant is ranked number 11 in the most recent list of Canada's top 100 restaurants. So this is one of the hottest places to be. The menu focuses on seafood forward dishes with Quebec local to season like produce. To put this date into pop culture terms, you might remember Huda on Love Island. My dream date. And he knew that. That's the kind of date night that Trudeau put together for him and Katy in Montreal. As for what went down during this dinner, they drank cocktails and shared several dishes, including a dish that had lobster. She's wearing what looks like flip-flops or open-toed shoes. The video that TMZ posted that kind of broke the story was filmed in the mirror above the bar of them seated at a two-person table facing each other. And there is audio with the video. I could not figure out what could possibly have been said, but if you give it a listen and you can like crack it, just let us know in the comments because I'm sure everyone's gonna go listen and want to figure it out. I tried, y'all. I really did. The restaurant actually gave a statement to the National Post about this whole thing, and this is what they said. Katy and Justin were lovely, very kind and warm with the staff. Okay, so basically nothing. There were reports that after their meal, they headed to the kitchen to thank the staff. I'm going to assume that they pulled, the classic move of leaving through the kitchen exit. So if there was anyone out front waiting for them, paparazzi, just people that like to scream at Justin Trudeau, they wouldn't see them and they'd get the getaway car, quote unquote, out of there. And TMZ's reporting that, again, the chef, Danny Smiles, made it clear to TMZ, quote, no PDA, just two pals kicking it. Two pals kicking it. That's what your PR person came up with. Oh, the most smooth, normal sentence that you could possibly say. Two pals kicking it. I love it. It's so funny. Two pals kicking it. Nothing to see here, folks. Justin is far from the first Trudeau to date an American starlet. Pierre Elliott Trudeau famously dated Barbara Streisand. The EGOT winner, Barbara Streisand. In her autobiography, she wrote about dating Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and she called him a combination of Albert Einstein and Napoleon, only taller. So I'm going to imagine that Katy Perry's version of that is Justin Trudeau being a combination of maybe Bernie Sanders and Nick from Love Island. Tell me you can't see it. Let's hear what y'all think about all of this because you've been killing me all day with your comments. Okay, first off, friend of the show and previous guest, Max Farber, aka Farbsy, wrote in and he made the astute observation that Trudeau is giving Matthew McConaughey in The Wolf of Wall Street. And you know what? Like, I also definitely see this comparison, like the dinner sequences, the hair, like it is kind of giving the vibe. It's the Canadian version of that. The Beaver of Bay Street. My friend Maya, who is a restaurant connoisseur, and I trust her with my meal and wine recommendations as much as I do my life, wrote in. And she said, at my favorite restaurant in the city, annoying, LOL. And you know what, Maya? You're right, and you should say it, because it's going to be impossible to get a reservation there. Their kitchen is going to be looking like a French version of the bear. Like, how do you say cousin in French? Because they're going to be like, cousin, cousin. And Danny said in the comments on TikTok, okay, this season of Canada is going to be entertaining. This season of Canada's been giving us everything. It has been entertaining. Celine Dion started making EDM music. We've got Tiff coming up in 4 weeks. We've got Seth Rogen doing one of the biggest Emmy nomination runs of all time with the studio. Canadian pop culture, for lack of a better term, is popping right now. Okay, so I'm just so glad we're all here together to break it down together. If any Canadian pop culture moment deserved a Canadian Heritage Minute commercial, it's Justin and Katy on a date. So this is how I see the whole commercial unfolding. Sunset in downtown Montreal. Academy Award nominee Timothée Chalamet gets out of an electric car from Windsor, Ontario. I imagine that Justin Trudeau would only ever approve someone like Timothée Chalamet to play him, so just roll with me on this, okay? He'd cost about $3 million. It'd be a huge outcry that taxpayers are paying for it, but just roll with me, okay? Timothée Trudeau walks into the restaurant and meets Katy Perry playing herself at the table. We cut to the kitchen. We cast Jeremy Allen White, who hasn't totally gotten rid of his Bruce Springsteen accent from the movie, but he's like trying to do a French thing where he's like, cousin, cousin, and they're like making the food for dinner, and the server goes to like take the food to them, like that lobster dish that we saw, and the server's probably also Timothée Chalamet, because like at this point we can't afford to cast anyone else in this thing. Server Timothy goes to put the dish down, and all of a sudden there's like an alien invasion in Montreal, but it's okay because astronaut Katy Perry is here and she's gonna like commune with the aliens and help them see the light. And this is why Denis Villeneuve is gonna direct this whole thing, okay? Because he's gonna recreate Amy Adams in Arrival with Katy Perry, and Katy Perry's gonna like sing Woman's World to the aliens, and the aliens are gonna agree to back off, and then they'll probably exit by like the Via Rail train. Maybe Katy tosses them some Canada Strong passes, they get on the Via Rail and they leave. End scene. Canadian heritage moments. I love it. It's as bananas as this whole situation feels. Are we going to see Justin Trudeau at the Katy Perry shows coming up? Is he going to be giving the same energy as Olivia watching Harry on Love on Tour? I don't know, but I'm excited to see where this goes next. I hope they stay together long enough that we see an incredible Star Wars couple costume for Halloween this year. Maybe he'll give Katy a snowboarding lesson. Like, the opportunities here are endless, and I'm seated for it. So, more coverage to come if there is more story to tell. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments, and I will see you next time here on Late Night Scrolling.